In the light of the uncertainty of the summit between United States President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un, China has urged the two countries to exercise patience and be prepared to meet each other halfway. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang said yesterday, the recent easing of tensions on the Korean peninsula is hard-won, and the political settlement process is faced with a rare historic opportunity. He added, under the current situation, we very much hope that both North Korea and the U.S. can cherish the positive progress made during this period of time, maintain patience, exchange goodwill and meet each other halfway. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, in Russia for talks with President Vladimir Putin, said yesterday that efforts for a U.S.-North Korea summit should continue. South Korean President Moon Jae-in, apparently blindsided by Mr. Trump's announcement, said earlier yesterday that he was very perplexed and sorry that the summit was cancelled. Denuclearizing the Korean peninsula and ensuring a permanent peace, he added, were historic tasks that cannot be delayed or forsaken. South Korean Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa and U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo agreed in a phone conversation to continue working towards creating the right conditions for the United States and North Korea to talk, a statement in Seoul said yesterday. The South's Unification Minister Cho Myung-gae said Seoul would press ahead with improving ties with Pyongyang. A protester with a banner saying Trump jeopardizes peace on the Korean peninsula, at a rally in front of the U.S. Embassy in Seoul yesterday, after U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to call off the summit with North Korea. Photo, EPAFA on Thursday, Mr. Trump pulled out of what would have been the first meeting between a serving U.S. president and a North Korean leader, set for June 12 in Singapore. He said the meeting was inappropriate, given the North's tremendous anger and open hostility. But Pyongyang, in its response, struck a conciliatory tone yesterday, with North Korean First Vice Foreign Minister Kim Jong-un saying that it was willing to sit down with the U.S. at any time, in any way, to resolve the problems. Last night, Mr. Trump renewed hope of the summit proceeding as originally planned, saying that the two sides are talking, and June 12 is still a possibility. Partly because their initial involvement was minimal, but also because they remained keen to protect a separate nuclear deal with Iran from any potential diplomatic fallout. European leaders had reacted cautiously to the earlier news of the cancellation of the summit between Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim. Mr. Putin, however, seized the opportunity to rebuke the U.S. for its alleged unreliability. Kim Jong Un, on his side, did everything he promised, Mr. Putin said at a joint press conference with French President Emmanuel Macron in St. Petersburg. He even blew up tunnels and mines on his test ranges, but after that, we heard that the U.S. had cancelled the meeting, but Mr. Macron tried to minimize the potential rift with Washington by calling for renewed efforts to limit North Korea's nuclear program. France is completely disposed to help, he said. I think it is for the entire international community. And the United Nations has a particular role to play to work on it. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has not commented on the latest developments. In Australia, Foreign Minister Julie Bishop expressed disappointment, warning that a solution to the North Korean missile crisis would involve a long-drawn-out diplomatic process. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said he was deeply concerned, and urged the U.S. and North Korea to continue dialogue. Additional reporting by Go Sway Noi in Beijing, Jonathan Isle in London and Jonathan Perlman in Sydney.